Facebook, YouTube, family, and friends, we'd like to welcome you back to another episode of Papa Lowe's Place. Now, y'all know that Papa Lowe's Place is a place where if it's on your mind, let's talk about it. If it's something that you're going through, let's talk about it. If mama and them talking about it, doggone it, I say, let's talk about it. Hey, again, I'm your host, Lowell Yarborough, and I got 3 co-hosts with me today as we look at this next video. CJ, say hey to the people.
What's going on, everybody? Back in Papa Lowe's Place, the greatest place to be. Y'all know it.
Hey, man, I appreciate that shout out. Jason, say hey to the people.
It's Mr. Holding in the Road himself. What's up?
All right, and then we got Miss Hasidy. We got Crystal over here.
Hey y'all, how we doing? I'm just here to stir the pot a little bit, that's all.
She's here to stir the pot. She's here to be the adversary. What to do with the Infinity Stones in his hand?
I know.
Look at
Look at her face, y'all. No, look at her face. She like, no, y'all didn't hit me with Thanos.
She's here to be the Thanos to we Thor. And
The Avengers.
who else we got?
The Avengers.
The Strange. Don't nobody want to be
Batman.
No, nobody want to be.
Oh, no. I mean, even though this thing went, no, fight to play. I gotta do one.
So,
Doctor Strange. I'm sorry. I know everybody don't like Doctor Strange, but me personally, I'm a Doctor Strange fan. I'm here to tell you right now, if anybody ever asks me what superhero powers you want, give me Doctor Strange all day, every day.
Really, I think the dude Cake. Cake, that's like the best one right there.
But
Man. He got his own character. His Cake got his own character, man.
The cape was the clutch though. He come in clutch.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I rock with it. I like that.
Did he change his name? No, nobody want to be. Hey, Doctor Strange, can you do Strange? That is.
No, because I like put it this way. If Doctor Strange, this, that, whatever. If I'm in a tough spot, this, that, whatever. Give me my go ahead and give me my sling ring
Real quick.
real quick.
I could do some research on Doctor Strange. I don't even know
He
what he talking
got
about.
some good powers, man. He can get up out of there. He open portals and shoot.
Give me my sling ring.
Oh, he cold like that, man.
Okay, but maybe I might want to be Doctor Strange if he changed his name.
No.
But y'all, we're gonna go ahead and get started with this video. We got 2 videos today, right? One of them is kind of like a setup video for the next video. But we're gonna go ahead and roll the clip. I don't want to give too much away. I want y'all to go ahead and check this out. Roll the clip.
Y'all seen that dude who got fired from Popeyes because he was buttering all them biscuits?
Breaking news from the world of fast food where buttery chaos has struck a Popeyes in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Derek Simmons, a dedicated employee, has been fired. For what, you ask? Over buttering the biscuits. Yes, you heard that right. According to his manager, Simmons was using excessive amounts of butter, so much that customers were reportedly slipping on the floors and leaving
y'all
the
wrong.
restaurant
Come on
with
now.
permanently greasy fingers. But Derek, he says he was just doing the Lord's work.
All right, stop that right there. Stop that. Y'all, we having some fun. But the first part of the video was actually true, where the guy was fired for over buttering the biscuits. And, it's good that we have this video today. I got 2 cooks with me today. CJ, heck of a cook. CJ, what you think? Is there such a thing as over buttering biscuits?
In my personal preference, no. But to some people with health issues and calorie counting and all that good stuff, then yeah, it's definitely too much butter.
Well, you can use. I can't believe it's not butter.
You could, but he didn't. They probably wouldn't have.
Brother Jason, what do you
No, I'm starting to like this brother right here. Smith extraordinaire, boss. Smith. Man, you ever thought about writing boss? Real. But I mean, come on, hold on. First of all, I gotta bring it back. First of all, this is the Popeyes we're talking about. Not only is it Popeyes, but Popeyes is where? Louisiana kitchen, right?
Right.
And this happening where? Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Come on.
Come on now. And as we all know, and Popeyes don't come at me, but your biscuits do need a little bit of work, just a little bit of work, because we won't get into that. But yeah, but as for him buttering the biscuits and stuff like that, was it a bit overboard? Yeah, but I'm gonna have to go with. I think CJ said it, or somebody else said it, or him doing the Lord's work. They did not, but he was trying to save them biscuits a little bit. Come on, I get some type of flavor in it, cause or y'all, I'm sorry, but a little softness in there. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not a baker myself. I'm a part-time party cook for a catering company. Ain't had no complaints yet since for them when it comes to biscuits, chicken, whatever. But yeah, I mean, was it a little bit? Was what he used excessive? It could be seen that way, but again, nobody want no dry biscuit.
Oh, that's right. Crystal, what you said?
I was trying not to say it, but
Okay, young man, he used a lot of butter. All right, okay, cool. Did he have any complaints?
That part.
Was anybody complaining about when he put more butter on it? Who was mad?
They probably came back. He probably had a whole gang of
Now who was coming through the door slipping on the floor?
Look, I'm thinking like this. I've never noticed Popeyes to have dry biscuit because I'm always putting jelly or honey on the biscuit.
That's why, because they dry.
No, that's why. Thank you, that's why you didn't know it.
But wait though, y'all put jelly and honey on Church's biscuit.
So,
That biscuit come with Cheeto already.
Well, I want extra honey.
Then that's why you put it on those items.
I ain't get honey. No, but I'm glad somebody else is going to, because I ain't trying to get screwed.
Okay.
Let's say it.
Now, before we get to this next video, I want to ask you, who got the best biscuit?
Oh,
Jason,
man.
who you got?
Hands down. I'm sorry. FC?
KFC?
Put Churches in my basket, man. Every
Churches.
time.
I'm
talking them. Churches.
I'm going with Church's biscuits. Something about that little honey and butter on there. What you got, Crystal? Who got the best biscuit?
If I'm gonna eat them, I'm gonna go Bojangles.
That's French.
You can say that because Kevin work at Bojangles.
Look out. One time for the Bojangles. Go ahead and put it out.
One time for the
One time for the Bojangles.
Yeah.
Kevin, if you out there watching it, one time for the Bojangles.
Come back.
She just tried to say that. Okay, well, we're going to run this last video right here. Again, it's kind of like a video. The first video kind of set this video up. But we're going to go ahead and roll this.
Before
Give
you
our
do
comments.
that,
Go ahead.
can I say something about that first?
Yeah.
Y'all see how much love that boy putting in this?
I love that.
Yeah, you know it's
Man, love in his job, yeah.
And you a cook, so you know when you sitting there dancing, having a good time, your food tastes way different.
Exactly.
Way better. It do. Loving them biscuits, man.
So no. Oh, and let me go ahead and say this. Now, I did say my top biscuit was KFC, but I will say this, that Churches does run a close second.
Come
with
on,
the
man.
money.
When they-
Close second with the money. Hey,
Yo, man.
exactly. Let me go ahead and say that right now. But as you can see, I love to eat, but still,
Look,
red.
if I had a choice of getting like a 2-piece with biscuit, and they said, well, we can replace that biscuit with an extra piece of chicken. Cause I'm not really a biscuit bread man like that. So, but if they can replace if they can replace that biscuit with a piece of chicken, I'll take that. Or an apple pie. How about an apple pie?
Apple pie. I ain't gonna sit here and lie. This is gonna take us from here, there, to everywhere. But if we talking fast food apple pies, I'm gonna have to give it one time for the Mickey D's.
Always.
Mickey D's.
They original apple pies were smacked.
Yeah.
Change them up a
But
little
I'm
bit.
saying, for those of us who don't care about biscuit, can we swap out the biscuit for apple pie? Is that a decent swap?
Well, at Bojangles, they got them blueberry biscuits, them boo biscuits.
Can you say
And they
that?
got, I don't know, but they got the strawberry biscuits. They be going like this. You probably could.
Probably.
Oh, they made it for a little extra.
Yo, tell me if you watching this, that, the third, who's a brother?
You know what I'm talking about?
Give it my show. What's up?
Strawberry biscuits.
Just tell me about that. Swap it out for blueberry. I'm down for that. But Crystal, go ahead and play that video for us. Roll
You
that
got it.
beautiful bean footage.
Yes, sir.
New at 5 o'clock, burnt biscuits led to bullets fired outside of South Charlotte Popeyes restaurant. One man was shot and it was caught on camera. We're going to freeze the video because it is graphic.
He all up in his face too. Oh, they fighting. He knocked the headset off.
Whoa! Now y'all think he was mad because the
You
butter
heard
that
the
was on the
woman
biscuit?
gasping there.
Yeah.
This happened outside of a Popeyes
Let's run that
restaurant
back. Can
on
you run it
South
back?
Boulevard near
'Cause I'm trying to see which
I-4.
one was the worker and which one was
He all
the...
up in his face too. Oh, they fighting.
The tall the brown shirt man. Both of them are workers. Both of them
Oh,
managers.
they both workers.
They're managers.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm.
He knocked the headset off.
Yeah, 'cause they both got the gloves. Oh, man. Yeah.
You heard the woman gasping there. This happened outside of a Popeyes restaurant on South Boulevard near I-485. And that's where Channel 9's crime reporter Hunter Signs is live tonight. Hunter?
Erica, it is another example of a simple argument, this one over burnt biscuits, that led to someone being shot. Police say it happened between two managers at this Popeyes here behind me, and an eyewitness told me today all of it happened in front of his young children. For the first time, we are seeing different vantage points of a Mother's Day shooting at this South Charlotte Popeyes. Two men seen fighting in the parking lot, then... two shots ring out. We are choosing to stop this Charlotte video, the rest too graphic to show. I spoke over the phone with an eyewitness who didn't want to use his name, but he says he and his wife were inside the fast food restaurant and were the last to deal with the suspect.
He was going in the back and was starting arguing with the guy over some burnt biscuits. He took the plate with the burnt biscuits and threw it on the ground.
Moments later, in this dash camera video, you can see the two men walk out of the Popeyes. Then another eyewitness captured the victim throw punches first. Then the suspect pulled a gun and fired. Seconds later, this angle shows the suspected gunman walks back into the restaurant as those inside scurry around, some ducking.
You always think the worst, that he's going nuts now and will shoot around and that's it for us.
Nobody else was hurt. Seconds later, the suspect was seen walking out and away from the restaurant. Police caught up to him nearby, arresting 22-year-old Rondi Wood.
All right, whoa.
I mean, 22 years old, manager. It looked like he was on his way. You know what I'm saying? 22 years old, maybe 25, 26 years old. Maybe you're a district manager or something. I would say that he's doing, pretty good.
22-year-old manager.
But let me ask y'all this question before we go any further. What do you? Okay, it's easy for us to sit here in Monday morning quarterback, right? What do you think the argument was about? I do not think that it was about burnt biscuits. I believe that there was something boiling previously. What give me some scenarios. Jason, what do you think?
Okay, scenario. This could have been like the second or third time this biscuits have been burnt. Somebody not be paying attention to it, or he was supposed to, he slacked on the job somewhere. He, somebody, got sick of it, this, that, and the third, blah, blah, blah. So, something like that. Or
so you said that this could have been PBB, previously burnt biscuit.
Say, once again, wordsmith 2.0 over here. But I like that. I get wrong with that.
Hey, this was like a PBB.
CJ, what you think?
Oh, man, I'm with y'all. I think it had to be something previous. Because I couldn't imagine one set of burnt biscuits causing somebody to lose their life.
Mm-hmm.
But what I did see was the violence.
Mm-hmm.
Dude did get hit. The victim swung on the suspect.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm seeing that right, when we watched it twice, the guy in the grave was the one who got shot. Am I right? Because they paused it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what it was.
The one in the ground got shot.
They did say the victim threw punches first. So
right.
Yeah, that was the dark shirt.
Yeah. So I mean, I feel it had to be something before.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes people jobs or whatever they got going on, they take it too serious.
Right.
I don't think it should have resulted in somebody, if he died, prayers for his family and my condolences and whatnot. But, sometimes just let stuff go, man. I don't think nobody does that with no biscuits. or even get hit over no biscuits for that.
I agree.
Or hit with a biscuit.
Now look, that's different. You burn my biscuits, I'm gonna throw one in shit. But I ain't gonna shoot you. I'm gonna throw it back at you for the disrespect. Them burnt biscuits, man.
Great comment with CJ and Jason. Crystal, what do you think?
I did have 2 questions. First, or like 2 observations. First, why did he have a gun in the premise of his job in the first place? It's not like he went outside, y'all had the argument, he went outside, went to his car, and then proceeded from there. So he went from outside to just outside the door.
Okay.
Why was it already on him anyway? We're starting there. And then second, what happened to, if you have a disagreement with you, your homeboy, whoever, what happened to just fighting? What happened to just throwing hands?
Okay, now I will say like this. I mean, I'm not sure exactly what's going on, you know, what it is, but I mean, that group, not women. Hold on, I'm sorry. That is Charlotte, North Carolina.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, that is a major city, so yeah, they get down
like that.
They get down like that.
David, and a point that may end up getting lost in the sauces. Why would you have to have a gun with you there at work? You know, it's the same thing with the track meet that we just witnessed between Austin Metcalf and Carmelo Anthony. You know, a lot of people ask, why would you have to have a knife at the track meet? What would be the reasoning for that?
I mean, I ain't for that. I mean, I'm not for all that. Sorry,
manager.
Yeah,
at a fast food restaurant, he's the manager. So a lot of times, because I've been in the food industry for a bit, so I've had plenty of managers come with their weapon. Yes, they're with their weapons in, like, either in the bag, but a lot of times because they'll count money by themselves at the end of the night.
Oh, I get that.
So
protection,
they usually have it for protection. Why he had his on him right then and there, I don't know. But as a manager, I do understand that sometimes some managers do have their weapons with them for protection while they handle business transactions at the end of the night by themselves.
Okay, wait a minute. I don't mean to stop the show, but I gotta breaking this in. And y'all don't come after me in the comments or something like that, but I don't know if it's just me, but what is it with the actual Popeyes franchise that actually brings, you know, $5 in Discord? I done seen too many videos.
It's in the chicken.
Chokehold.
It's in the chicken.
Popeyes in the chokehold when it comes to violence. One, I done seen a manager in Popeyes shoot out the drive-thru at somebody. I done seen 3 or 4 people beat down somebody, the workers that is, beat down somebody in a Popeyes. I done seen one worker come out the store on a female, pick this female up and body slam her on the actual ground. I'm in a Popeyes. I mean, come on now. I mean, don't get me wrong. You know. Is the chicken good? Of course. You know, is the size good? Of course.
Do they have a Tuesday special?
I think so. I ain't so. But
you somehow to say they definitely used to.
They still got.
But for some odd reason, when it comes to discord and violence, Popeye got that in the chokehold when it comes to fast food. What is it?
Let me say this. And, you know, you can look at it that way, you know, because we do see a lot of videos with Popeye, but we also see a lot of videos, especially here lately. We see some videos with Bojangles. We see some videos with Walmart. Where are some other things that we see? You know, a couple of other different places.
I've seen some McDonald's.
I've seen
I forgot about McDonald's. We see a lot of violence in McDonald's. As a matter of fact, several McDonald's are closing down because of the crime and because of the fighting that's going on. I think I saw one in New York, bunch in Chicago closing down. I'm gonna do a video about that here shortly. I mean, in one area of Chicago, all of the McDonald's are leaving. They are closing down because of the violence that is there. So, I mean, you can look at it and you can say Popeyes, I get that. But again, I think there's an issue, and Crystal kind of touched on it, that I think that we need to talk more about is why do we escalate to violence so quickly? Why? And I'm not just talking about a black thing, I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about why, as human beings, why do we escalate the violence so quickly? And not only that, but number 2 is why do we always talk about gun violence, right? When if you look at it, there are more stabbings. There are more, I think there are more deaths by limbs. Why is it gun violence? Why are we talking about guns when it's not guns, when it's the human being behind the gun?
People say, well, guns kill people. No, guns don't kill people. People kill people.
Yeah.
People with the guns use the gun as the instrument to kill people.
But you ever notice that the only thing that gets the bad rap is the gun?
Exactly.
Because think about it. When you have someone drunk driving and it's vehicular homicide, you don't hear them saying, no, that was car violence. You don't hear them saying, when somebody hit you with a blunt object and you die, they don't say, well, that was back violence. Or, someone gives you drugs and you overdose. Or that was, drug violence or whatever have you. But, and I have my reasons for saying what I'm saying. I do believe that there's an agenda, a real agenda, as to why they're doing that. But when it comes to guns, it's like we abscond the human, we take the human out of it, and we blame whatever happens on an inanimate object, the gun.
Okay, and I get into that in one time because I explained that to somebody, some years back. But before I do that, of all the places that we've actually named today, no shade, no disrespect to them. Again, we're living in a world of cancellation, cancel culture, this, that, whatever. So no shade, no disrespect. We all good there. Now, as far as the people saying guns kill people, I mean, to put a firearm on a table and go, gun, kill that person right there, is that gonna happen? No. Is that gonna happen? Can you give that gun a command and tell it to do something? So it has to be acted upon by somebody else for it to work, correct?
Right.
All right. So with that being said, it's not the object that has done the killing. It's the gun is the instrument of said killing.
Right.
But who actually did it is who?
The person.
Thank you.
Yep.
So my question now would be, was your original question, why do people tend to turn to violence so quickly?
Yeah.
Or is it, why do they choose to use the gun?
Well, I think Crystal, I was following up on Crystal. Crystal was like, what happened to just throwing some blows?
That's gone. That's gone. You want me to tell you what happened to it? Folks started getting scared of getting beat up. That's what it was. They scared to get beat up. I tell you that off real. I like to fight.
Listen,
I grew up fighting. Folks scared to get beat
you
up,
might
man.
be 100% right. But CJ, that makes no sense.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you what.
Right.
I don't know nobody who isn't afraid of getting beat up.
What you mean?
Listen, when you get in a fight, you ain't going in there like, when you talk about afraid, I'm afraid to get beat up. So I just don't see where people are afraid
Because there's no reason to really be afraid to be beat up, but when you get beat up, folks pride, everything go. You know what I'm saying?
I can understand that.
They're not dealing with that nowadays. I'm online and I'm actively seeing these folks be like, oh, if you run up on me, we not fighting no more. We just shooting. That's the culture we in now.
But I'm saying people are normally going to be afraid to get beat up.
Yeah.
But I think right now,
that's why they not doing it though. That's why they shooting now.
So you saying
people
back in the day they was afraid to get beat up, but they didn't take it that far.
We faced our fears. You ain't never not be scared. You just go through it. You know what I'm saying? But nowadays they afraid and not even walking through their fears. They just scared. And
but it also could be not only just being afraid of getting beat up. Of course, that's one of the factors. But for me personally, I think what I'm afraid of is the recovery process.
But after you getting beat up,
yeah, the recovery process.
But that's the point of it, though.
And I'm not saying, and I'm not saying when I say recovery, I'm not just talking about physically, and I'm talking about both emotionally, spiritually, mentally. Mentally. What do I have to do now to actually repair whatever has been destroyed about me with friends and family now?
That part. Why they just rather shoot because they ain't gonna lose all that. And folks, what they say nowadays, people get a gun, man, they'll shoot you, and they feel like, oh well, they're doing the same thing.
Collateral damage. Collateral damage.
You know what I'm saying? He should have cheered out. It's like, oh, dude, shouldn't have hit him. So yeah, he shot him, but it's like,
okay,
let
me ask you this, and Crystal and Jason. Let me ask you this. Okay, now we saw the video of the guy walking out, with both of them walking out the door. We saw that, right? Now, if I know that we are in a volatile situation, I'm not going out the door. I'm not going out
You're
there.
not.
For whatever reason. I'm not going out the door because I already know if we are volatile in here, it's gonna escalate out here.
Outside.
Yeah, so I'm not doing that. So again, I think that we have to get to a point where we use methods of de-escalation.
Definitely.
Rather than, you know what I'm saying? I think bravado. There are a lot of brave people, a lot of people who are strong and courageous in cemetery.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I say that with all respect. What happened to de-escalation? I mean, I ain't even talking about throwing blows, but whatever happened to
talking it up?
Yeah.
You don't have to fight about it. You can talk it up. Now, I'm you know what? And I think that we have to go through what we're going through now to get back to that.
Yeah.
Because it's so people have been so desensitized that we watch killings online all day.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally like you said earlier, watching a video game.
Mm-hmm.
We feel like, man, why they putting this on camera? Why they recording this? But a lot of people out there, it's so normal to them now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So walking into that situation, it's I don't know how to explain it. I'd imagine you don't really feel it until you're there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So while we inside fighting, they be like, oh, you want to take it outside? It's always been like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, yeah, we outside, but now outside is different than it was back then.
Mm-hmm.
It's escalated inside. Now we outside. It ain't swinging and fighting no more. We shooting outside. People gonna get fed up with that and eventually go back to, we got to figure this out.
Yeah,
we can't keep doing this, but it had to get bad, unfortunately, because everything that everybody was saying, they just so desensitized. Man.
Sometimes how that old saying goes, it's gonna get worse before it gets better.
But it is gonna get better.
Yeah,
I have wholesome faith in it's gonna get better. Okay. I definitely do, because people tired of seeing it.
I'm gonna rock with you. Yeah. But I think about this, DJ, Chase, Chris. Think about this for a second. Like CJ was saying, someone come up to you and be like, "Yo, man, we can take this outside," and now he's gonna be expecting you. He or she is gonna be expecting you to say, "Yeah, let's take it outside." Right. What if you were to say, "Nah, I'm good."
That
you know what I'm saying? I'm good.
That's smart, but you understand what that's gonna cost you. That's gonna cost your pride and ego a little bit. You're gonna be looked at a certain type of way, but you have to be okay in that life. A lot of people not okay in their life.
Exactly, and then some people, say, like you said, nah, I'm good. This, that, the third, blah, blah, blah. Especially when you get to like senior folk, people 40, 50, 60, 70 years old, this, that, whatever. Again, that what you call it, the fight or flight. Yeah. This, that, the third. They too weak and too old to run. This, that, whatever. Too old to fight. So click, what's up?
That's all they got. And you got young people who not even old. That's just like that. I'm not upset with them for the way that they react necessarily, but like you said, you have to, it's like the Carmelo thing when we was talking about it. It's like, unfortunately, people are not taught how to defend themselves verbally. Right. They're not taught how to stand up for yourself before it gets to that point to where it's a physical altercation. We have to learn how to defend ourselves with our voice. You know what I'm saying? Because that is your weapon. You know what I mean? And love is your most powerful weapon.
That's why
it's like your enemy who coming to attack you. You show them love, and what they gonna do? Leave you alone, because what you look like beating this person who ain't doing nothing. He ain't retaliating. He ain't doing nothing.
That's why most people now are just like, okay, I'm good. I'm gonna mind my business. I'm gonna stay my behind over here. Excuse my language when I say this, and I know this is a God-fearing thing, but any of y'all ever heard the word namaste?
Yeah, I heard it, but I don't know what it means.
I don't know what it is. Well, you want to this happening. Now I'm gonna stay my.
I'm gonna stay. I like style.
Hey, okay, well, look. I want to ask the woman of our panel a question. All right, because she's married, and some of y'all probably know that she's married to CJ, my daughter, Crystal. CJ, right? Now, Crystal. Now, if you saw what we were talking about, you saw CJ do that. Guy, he pulled up the street, hey, let me tell you, or whatever. And then CJ like, you know what, man, I'm good. I'm good. Would you think, as a woman, would you think less of CJ because CJ didn't put hands on him, or CJ didn't go outside with him? Or, I'm not going to put words in your mouth. What would you think of your husband?
I'm going to say for me personally, and I'm speaking just solely for me, I'm scary. I'm going to say that now. I am a scary individual. I don't like to be placed in no situation where my safety is compromised. I like to be at peace at all times. So if my husband decides that, hey, I'm not going to interact, I'm not going to give him any type of energy, then thank you, because that's what I need. Don't bring any type of chaos. I'm like, as a woman, some women, they're like, well, the man should always stand up for me. He should have gotten to a fight. He should have did something. But sometimes the best thing is having your man at home, not dead on the street.
Exactly.
Have him at home.
So said she said her heart pumped Kool-Aid through and through.
You know, now, I guess just listening to what Crystal was saying. Now, if CJ had to go outside, and I believe this, my daughter would probably say different, but I believe this. If CJ had to go outside to defend or to, for whatever reason, I think my daughter would go out there and do her best to, you know, have your husband's back, right?
What's the question?
So if CJ had to go outside,
I'm in the house. I'm on the phone. I'm with Maya. I'm not going out there with him.
You're not going out?
I'm not going out there with him. No.
You want your phone to 911.
I'm on the phone. I'm not in the wicked.
Exactly. You want to phone to 911.
That's it.
With the closet Maya, you know, and the third blah 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 protecting that. Because something after that, that's gotta live. That's gotta live on.
She can't be an orphan, is all I'm saying.
Exactly.
You cannot be an orphan.
Well, the reason why I was asking that is because we live in a society, in a time, day and age of ride or die. You know, that's my ride.
We dying, we ride.
Exactly.
We riding responsibly. We're doing that.
For real.
All right, so there's somebody who can't get themselves together.
And the only thing that you can control is yourself. You can't control other people. So
I got you. And, you know, to be honest with you, that question, I kind of knew the answer, but Miss Jessie, she would do the same exact thing. Miss Jessie would do everything within her power to de-escalate. If I got into something, you know, I'm not saying that my wife would be at the life insurance office the next day, probably next week, man. You know, next month, but you know what I'm saying?
I do gotta go home. I'm getting that. Nah, I'm just joking.
But all right, well, we're gonna go ahead and stop that right there. But again, I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. How do we de-escalate these situations? How do we stop putting guns, making guns the go-to, if you would? Jason, what you got?
I mean, just before you close this video out, I just gotta ask this one question. Before, I mean, you know, we went from Popeyes to Biscuits to guns and everything, but I gotta bring it back. My brother who did the shooting burnt Biscuits, really? Really? I said it once. If I said it once, I've said it many times on the podcast. Do better, man. Do better.
Yeah, I definitely agree. There's a lot more things in the world that we can get angry over rather than burnt biscuits. And that's why I feel in my heart of hearts that if we were a fly on the wall, we would have found out that burnt biscuits actually didn't have anything to do with it. I just believe that. I can't see two people fighting over some burnt biscuits.
Use the burnt biscuits as a weapon, not your gun.
If I bought...
That's a weapon too. You ever had something hot, put it on something?
I mean, I don't mean any harm, but it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt less than a gun. I mean, come on now.
When you make biscuits, do you use a batter? What do you use? What do you call
a dough?
Yeah, you make the biscuit though.
Okay,
yeah.
So listen, if I bought the dough and I bought the butter and I don't know, the yeast or whatever it is that you gotta put in biscuits, maybe I'll be a little. But y'all didn't buy none of that.
That part.
Y'all didn't buy none of that. Y'all let them burn.
You know what? Hey,
tell
the general manager, yo, I burn a bag. This that with my bag. Okay, how much it costs? Hit a $10, $20.
I go get
for real. Let's do it.
Two brothers, like. Totally destroyed over some biscuits.
Burnt biscuits.
You know what I'm saying? Make me not even want no biscuits. I'm gonna take a week off from eating biscuits in memory.
For real.
But again, you know, I always say, you guys tell me what you think on this. Again, I actually want to know, how do we get to a point of where we can, you know, learn to solve things with our mouths, you know, with conversation. How do we get to that point again?
I got an answer for that.
But that's for the people.
Okay.
Yeah, that's for the people.
That's for the people, but I got an answer for it. Mind your business. Stick to yourself.
That works in a way, but then it doesn't work because it breeds this culture where people are scared to speak up for injustices. Because you see it all the time. You see men nowadays hitting women in school. And they recording it instead of getting folks up off of it. I think when people just go to minding their business, the community pays. Yeah, it pays the bigger price for it because you're no longer together. That which brought you together, the fighting for each other and going hard for each other. It's just y'all doing it for anything.
Okay,
nothing
I get it. Point given and point taken. Yeah.
I tell you what, I pray that CJ remembers that actual comment that he made, because that right there is one of the videos that I'm actually dying to do. Is just being silent and the effects of being silent. When we're around us, we're watching things go on within our community, within our families, or whatever have you. And there's so much to that we can go into that. So I remember that comment, because I would love to do a video about that. All right, we've been going for a long time, but again, I'd love to hear what you guys have to say in regards to this. I'm ready to converse. I'm ready to just do away with the violence, and again, let's talk about things. Let's get the hash things out like we used to. All right. So I'll go ahead and stop right there. Again, tell me what you guys think. This has been your boy Lowell of Papa Lowe's Place, bringing you a video that was kind of funny in the beginning with the butter, and kind of ended tragically with the shooting in the end. So you guys take care of yourselves and take care of each other. I love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.